Welcome to today's class with Yoga with Dora. Come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to start with the centering. But let me have a quick note before we start the class, that today we're going to connect with our animals, our spirit animals. We're going to go through the zoo. And if you feel any of the postures are not for you, in a way this is quite good to practice from a video, because if you feel self-conscious and you don't want to do it, just observe, don't do it. You can laugh at me doing it. Or if you want to do it, but just make sure you close the door, so if other people can't hear you, or just tell them that you may be roaring or sissing and they shouldn't be worried. Animals are a really, really good example showing us how to release stress, how to get strength, how to cope with all these natural things in the most instinctual way. Okay, so don't worry, it will be still nice and fun. Just we're gonna take it a little bit into the animal kingdom. Coming to a comfortable seated position, you can use your block. You can come into constructive rest anywhere you feel comfortable. We just spend a little bit of time here for our centering arriving to the class. Allowing your shoulders to relax, just shimmy around, wiggle around until you feel comfortable in the body. If you're regular on your mat, hopefully that's the case, then you notice how the body just realigns into this position when you're tucking the pelvis under a little bit. And you're finding this length in the spine by lifting the top of the head up towards the ceiling, like someone is gently pulling you up, while still rooting down with the sit bones, finding the stability. Relax the shoulders again, just roll them back. Allow your eyes to close if you feel comfortable with it. You can cup the knees with the palms facing down, or you can have the palms facing upwards, whatever you feel like. Today I feel more like connecting, grounding myself, and that is a position to cup the knees and turning the palms down, grounding, earthing ourselves. If you feel more that you want to lift up and you're going to bring your energy towards the sky, then you can have your palms facing upwards. Allow yourself to get comfortable in your physical position. And of course, bring your awareness to your breath. This rising and falling of the breath, how the inhalation expands in you, lifts you up, nourishes you, and how the exhalation, as you bring the navel to the spine, you just relax, you let go, connect with the breath. In today's class, we're gonna learn a lot of little techniques, how to use the breath to release anger, sadness, tension from the body. No point holding on to it. Just allow yourself to feel comfortable in your breath. Any little adjustment in your physical position to feel relaxed here. And connect with this beautiful rhythm, the cycle of the breath. And then bring the hands together. Connect the thumbs to the heart center. Palms softly touching together. Bringing the left and the right side of the body, the mind together. And tuning in with the Om mantra 3 times to raise the energy in our physical body, in our surroundings, in the whole of the world. beautiful vibration. And I'm making your intention here for today's class, knowing where you want to go. And then relaxing the hands, opening the eyes, and moving into our first animal, the crocodile. And this is going to be really good to connect with the belly breathing. That's why the centering was shorter today. So laying on the belly, bring the legs as wide as the mat, and the toes are pointing out, heels are pointing in. And then release to the floor. Bring the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder. So you just come across here and just rest here in the crook of the hands. If your watch is in the way, you can just change the hand position so the non-watch hand is on top, and just relax in here. So we should be looking like the mouth of a crocodile from the front. Just wiggle around, get comfortable here. So notice that you have a little bit of a lift in, like the chest is a little bit contracted. You have a little bit of a lift in the throat. And as you start to connect with your breathing, just nice and soft, your normal breathing, notice what is happening. Try to observe, where does the breath go? So just breathing normally, making it nice and deep, allowing the legs to feel comfortable. And you may find that as your chest is constricted a little bit, when you're inhaling, you feel that the belly completely fills up, and it's almost like you're pushed away from the mat. And on the exhalation, as you bring the navel to the spine, so you sort of release back towards the mat. Try to connect with this for a few cycles. When you're inhaling, filling up the lungs, expanding, and as your chest is constricted, your breath goes straight to the belly, so you're filling up the belly, and on the exhalation you relax into it. So feel on the inhalation the belly filling up and pressing into the floor. Sometimes connecting to the belly breathing may be a little bit of a challenge, and this posture allows you to do that on the crocodile. Why do we want to have the belly breathing? Because it activates the rest and digest part of the nervous system. When we sort of bringing everything back into transforming, allowing our physical body, the mind and the emotions to digest what has happened, and making the best experience for us, what to keep and what to release. In other words, releasing anxiety, lifting the mood, connecting back to our center. Just a few more deep breaths in here. Just notice how this feels. Remember, you can always come back to this at your own time. If you don't find this now, just experiment with it. And then relax it. Bring the hands back together and push back into the child's pose. We're not going to have exclusively animal postures. So if you can have the knees together and release into the child's pose here, or if this doesn't feel comfortable for you some reason, then wide. So the knees come as wide as the mat and come in between. If you can, rest the forehead on the mat, or you can make a little bit of a tower with the knuckles or a block, blanket, pillow I think by now we know that when we come on the mat, we can have a couple of props around. We don't have to be dependent on them, but allowing the body to use them if it feels more comfortable, if it makes the pose more effortless with effort. Remember, that's our aim. Each posture we're looking for this strength, the effort, but we're also looking for simultaneously the effortlessness when the breath is flowing freely. Slowly walk out to the right side. In your child's pose, walking the hands towards the right, and then come back to the center, and then walk to the left. You can keep low, or you can keep high, coming up a little bit higher, and then walk back to the center and make your way into all fours and coming into my favorite animals, the cat-cow. First, just re-establish the neutral pose. Wrist directly underneath the shoulders, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. So try to notice that you're not just hanging about here, but you're active. Find the effort and then the effortlessness. Top of the head reaches away from the sit bone, navel comes in, lower back comes towards the ceiling. Active pose. On the inhalation, let the belly softly come towards the floor, open up in the chest, creating the cow pose. Looking softly ahead, shoulders coming back. Nice and soft opening. Take a breath in here. Exhale out. Take another inhale here. And on the exhalation, move into the cat, tucking the tailbone under, vertebra by vertebra, creating the C shape in the spine. Letting the head drop towards the floor last, navel to the spine. Make yourself a lovely little cat, kitty cat. Breathe in here for a few cycles. On the inhalation, let go a little bit. And on the exhalation, navel to the spine, push away with the hands. Release. And then come into a couple of dynamic ones. On the inhalation, opening up, connecting to the breath, rolling the shoulders away. And on the exhalation, tucking the tailbone under, vertebra by vertebra, moving into the cat. 2 more times in your own breath. This pose should really feel like an onion by now. We do it so often, pretty much every gentle class, that you connect with a different layer every time. You connect with the breath, every single vertebra, the strength, and just flow in it. And come back into the neutral position, moving on to the tiger. Extending which one is the right here? Right leg back. Look back that the toe is pointing down. And then if you're okay, you can extend the left hand and forward and the right arm back. Lengthen here. So it's not about how high you go, it's how much you can come into this stretch. Activate the core. Inhale. On next exhalation, bring that left elbow and the right knee in. So you're coming into your cat. And extend out. Come back on the exhalation. Navel to the spine. Inhale, stretch. Heel is pushing away. Fingertips pushing away. Exhale, come back. Is this the 3rd time? Then 2 more. It's quite challenging to do this and talk and count. 4. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Bring that leg in. And then come back with the left hand and just lift your right leg up like a dog peeing. So just bring it up. Maybe come into little circles. You may feel heat in the body. Other way around. You can put the blanket underneath the knee if this is too much. And then finally bring that right knee on the outside of the right hand on the side of the mat. And again, just realign here, lengthen here, and we're coming into soft little circles again. So the same little circles, hip circles, that we did when we were in the peeing dog. We are now, dog is gonna feature today a lot. All kinds of dogs. And then the other way around. So nice and soft, feel comfortable with that left knee. As I say, put the blanket underneath. Just soften here. Okay, and then realign here. And then if you can, either stay down with that left leg, or if you can, tuck the toe under and stretch that left leg back. Lengthen up here, activate the core. Stretch the top of the head away from the sit bone, and we're gonna open up into a twist. So you're lifting the right hand up and you're gently moving into the twist. Extending the right arm up, left arm stays down, open up the heart, lift the heart. Exhale, 3. Anytime you can bring that knee down, if that's what you feel like is the right pose, the right effort for you today. I think we're about 5. One more deep breath. And then slowly come back. And then bring that right leg back. Take a little bit of a breather in your wide child's pose. You can even sit back and circle the wrist if you feel a little bit sensitive there. Be aware of the cat-cow, always to lift in the core and lift up, so we're not dumping the weight into those knees and wrist. Okay, so one thing is to strengthen them, but also being aware that we're not collapsing, we're lifting, so there is less weight on them. You could have been here, or you can go into the child's pose, wherever you want to be. I need to catch my breath as well. So this is all about activating the core and lengthening at the same time. Okay, move back from your child's pose if you were there, and let's do the same on the other side. You're not here to help me, so I can remember the sequence on the other side. I know we started with the tiger, so extend that left leg back, check in that the toe is pointing down. If you want, you can extend the right arm forward and lift the left leg, or you can just do just the leg. Reach up and lengthen, extend the heel away and the fingertips, and on the exhalation, bring the navel to the spine, activate the core. Inhale, extend. 4 more times. Exhale, navel to the spine. Make yourself into a little ball. Inhale, lengthen, extend. 3. I'm counting. Exhale, 4. Exhale, 5. Lengthen away 1 more time. And then bring that right leg down. Open up the left leg into your peeing dog and come into your circles. Other way. And then bring the left leg on the outside edge of the mat. Left side, outside of that left hand. And then come into your circles. Nice and soft, whatever is allowed for you in the body. So you can even come higher. Just really feel what feels good. We are moving the energy in the base of the spine, in the pelvis and the navel, the first 3 energy centers, opening them up. And breathing deeply. So notice that there is a little bit of effort, but there's also effortlessness. Try to lengthen the spine here. And we're gonna come into our twist. So bring that left leg a little bit closer. If you want, you can extend the right leg back, but you don't have to. Inhale, and on the exhalation, left hand reaches up, right hand stays down. Lift up from it, so not collapsing onto that right hand, reaching up, extending. Anytime if you find this is too much, or you may not even have gone into this version, just have the knee down. twist, open up the heart. Open up the heart center. 4. 1 more deep breath. And 5. Moving back and then releasing, bringing the knee back. If you wish to, you can come back and circle the wrist again. And then we're going to come into the lion pose. So this is the one which is loud and looks funny. You can, don't worry, we won't see you. You can see me. I don't mind, but it's a really good one. So this one brings out, very good for anger, brings up all the energy from the navel. So we're going to bring it all up and we let it out. So I'll show you this way. You can do it in all 4. You can do it sitting on the heel and just bringing the hands forward. And all we do is take an inhalation, and on the exhalation, we let the tongue out as long as we can towards the floor. Eyes come towards the ceiling, and we make a roaring sound, or like a ah. It's not gonna look good. Should I show one to the front and then from the side? Won't scare you, okay? Disclosure here, if you don't want to see it, just close your eyes now. So inhale. Making a really angry face, so letting all that energy come from the navel, from the hara, all the way up, and you let it out, like you roar like a lion, okay? Letting it out. So you can just have it like seated like this, and you can make a really, really nice loud sound as well. My husband is working from home and all the kids and the puppy are asleep, so I'm not gonna go crazy here, but you can actually. And maybe I'm just inhibiting you, so go loud if you can. A few more times, so you can go in all 4s as well. Let the throat out. Let the tongue out. And this one, next time you feel this anger bubbling in you, just go into a room, close the door, and just go in there, maybe put some music on so people can hear you, and just do 3, 4, 5 times. Remember, the lion, if you feel like you want to roar, you want to get your courage back, and you want to just let that extreme fire which would burn you inside, then roar like a lion. Okay, so now we're going to come into downward facing dog. If downward facing dog is, you don't want to go upside down, then just continue with cat cows. Tuck the toes under, push back into your downward facing dog. Let the head hang, relax. You may find nice and free, letting it all out, roaring like a lion, head relaxed. If you don't want to be upside down for high blood pressure, or you just don't feel comfortable, then continue with the cat cows like we did just before. Resting here, relaxing, shaking your head maybe, pushing the sit bones back to the sky. Imagine yourself lengthening that spine. You can wiggle around in it. Find the comfort again. Lift up. So try not to collapse into those arms and legs, but lift. Feel this effort, and then let the breath be effortless in the pose. One more deep breath in here. And then bend the knees. Walk the hands towards the feet. So walking backwards. Bend the knees deeply, letting the head hang, relaxing here. Just shimmy the chest towards the thighs, so you have the length in the space in the spine. And then slowly rise up, lengthen, allow yourself to bear that spine up. Head comes up last. Come into the center. Turn towards me. Come into your mountain position. Bring the legs either together or hip distance apart, whatever feels comfortable. My happy happy came out at the bottom. So you see, I love this t-shirt. It's happy. You know, sometimes you just have to remind yourself that you can connect with that. Okay, relaxing the shoulders. I don't know about you, but I already feel better about the lion, letting that anger out. Relaxing here. allowing yourself to settle into your Tadasana, and then bring the arms up into the cactus arms, 90 degrees, palms opening forward. You can have the fingers together or spread, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Lengthen the top of the head up, root down with the feet, activate the inner arch, tailbone tucked under. We're gonna come with the neck releases. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, turn the head softly towards the right hand. Inhale, come back, connecting with your breath. Exhale to the left. 2 more times in each direction with your own breath. Keep the tailbone tucked under, nice strong core. Shoulder blades coming together. So many things to look out for, but it will become, it's almost like your checklist will be one big sort of like shortcut. And each time you can get into a different layer of certain aspects, like for example the Tadasana mountain position will be so natural. You just go in there, connect with the breath. If we had the 3-3, then come back to the center, bring the legs a little bit wider, maybe about shoulder width apart, and the same movement, tucking the tailbone under active core, keeping the hips squaring forward. Just turn with the whole of the upper body. Come back to the center. Exhale, turn to the left. So keep the hips squaring towards me, towards the front of the room, and the arms stay together. So the arms stay in the same position. Lengthening the spine, activate the core. 3 to each side. So if I'm correct, then we have 1 each way. And to the left. Come back, relax those arms. Come even wider, as wide as you feel comfortable, and then bend the knees. If you want, you can point the toes towards a little bit to the corner, but make sure that the knees are aligned with the toes. So don't have the knees dropping in, okay? Remember to always be mindful of those knees. Relax the shoulders. Come as far and as down as you feel like, okay? Goddess pose. Tuck the tailbone under, activate the core. We're gonna come into the shoulder shrugs. So the first position is inhale, lift the shoulders nice and high, and on the exhalation, roll the upper shoulder blades down like someone is massaging you. Bring it all the way down. The second position is you think about lifting like the middle part of your shoulder blades. So you're still bringing the shoulders up a little bit, but you're concentrating on the middle part, and then rolling the middle part of the shoulder blades back and down, like someone is massaging. It may feel, oh, I'm moving the same part, but in time you will feel the different parts. Third one, the lower part of the shoulder blade, so just like brow level, you bring the arms, palms facing upwards. You lift up there so you can barely see the shoulders. You can still see, but you feel that you're lifting the lower part of the shoulder blades. And on the exhalation, you bring the arms out to the side, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Try to keep the alignment of the chest and the shoulders still. And then release down. Let's do one more round. If you can, go a little deeper. Or if this is too much for you, come up into mountain position. Do the same in mountain. Inhale, lift the shoulder blades nice and high, upper shoulder blades. Roll the shoulders back. Relax. Second position. Inhale, lift the middle part of the shoulder blades, bring it up. And on the exhalation, roll it back. Relax. Third part, bring the arms to the side, palms facing up. Lift up and lengthen there, and on the exhalation, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Open up in the heart. We're getting ready to open that heart for the next breathing exercise. Come back, but let's have two more standing poses between, okay? So just coming into a lovely little side bend, into our Trikonasana, creating place in the side of the body. Just extend both legs, hips are squaring forwards. Inhale, lift the arms up, shoulders back. Exhale, reach out to the side, extend. Inhale, and on the exhalation, the right hand comes down. thigh, shin, or even towards the floor. But try to keep the palm facing forward. So you're bringing the palm a little bit away. You're not putting weight on there, but you're lifting. 5 deep breaths. Of course, if it's too much, you can put like a little bit of lift there. The left arm reaching towards the ceiling, extending, tailbone tucked under. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 4. Exhale, 5. Inhale, slowly rise up, lengthen. Bring the hands down. Let's go to the other side. We should feel a really lovely stretch in the side of the body. Come to the other side. Hands come. Legs parallel. This time left leg 90 degrees. You can make your stance a little bit shorter with Trikonasana. Sometimes it's slimmer, it's shorter than a warrior. Bring the arms up, roll the shoulders back, hips squaring forward. Then reach out to the left, extend out. Inhale. And on the exhalation, so you can just rest the hand here, lifting up, but try not to collapse here. So you're still lifting up on the side of the body or anywhere on that journey. If you have a block, you can rest on a block as well and just breathe. The gaze, so the gaze can be anywhere from towards the floor, activating grounding, eye level, activating fire, looking up, activating the air, the lifting. The only thing is that keep your gaze nice and soft and steady. So try not to go from one to the other like me. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, lift up, open up in that chest. 4. Exhale, 5. Inhale slowly with the help of the back hand and the core. Come up, lengthen, bring the arms in, legs parallel, and heel toe those legs in. Okay? So the one more standing posture is the tree pose. Tree pose is really about balance, finding our roots, but lifting up at the same time. So transfer the weight to the left leg. Open up the, bend the right knee, open up the leg, and you have the option of just staying on the ground in the tiptoes, gently pressing the right heel towards the right ankle, or coming onto the calf, higher, or all the way high up. The only position we try to avoid is pushing into the knee joint. And sometimes coming high up comes easy. Bring the hands together into the prayer if you feel comfortable with that. Look at a fixed point. So sometimes coming up to the higher level feels really natural and good. Sometimes you're wearing trousers where you slid off. So just really don't have any expectations. You can have a mini bend. I'm bringing my focus outside. So the secret with balancing poses, bring your focus inside. Tuck the tailbone under, activate the core, lengthen up. Find that beautiful freedom in the spine. Try to bring that all 4 corners of that left foot are active. Lift the inner arches up. Breathe. Lengthen up. Just feel this grounding through that one leg, lifting in the core. Expanding in the heart. 4 and 5. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the hands. Bring that right leg in. Put it down. Shake it all about. Okay. Going to the other side. So a little bit of balance pose always puts us back into perspective. And instead of, if your balance is good today, brilliant, but if your balance is a little bit challenging, so the same on the other leg, bringing the weight to the right leg, lifting that left leg up and either just coming at the bottom. So if your balance is challenging, instead of coming all the way up and just falling out non-stop and getting frustrated, if you do get frustrated, go back to the lion. But instead of that, just come here, hands to the heart, and just connect with this lengthening and be okay here. So no expectations. You will find that when you practice regularly, your body is sort of like the feedback that how your mind is, how everything is around you. Because when you feel that you're closing off in the emotions, you're suddenly gonna find that your hips close up. If you feel that you can't find this harmony between the head and the heart, your balance will go off, or you're doing too much activity and no rest, so the left and the right side is out of synchronicity, then the balance can go again. So whenever you're in a posture and you may find not what you expected, first, lower the expectations, or better, don't have any. Second, just check in, what is that posture? Is it a balance? Is it a strength? Is it a flexibility? And what is it showing you? So for example, if the cow runs out of juice, all it needs to fill up. So if you run out of balance, you just have to check in how much rest and activity do you have. If you run out of strength, notice are you working on your strengths, or have you overexhausted yourself and you need a rest? So just not rocket science, just checking in. What is it showing us? And I'm having this chat in the tree pose. We're probably at 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, release the hands. Bring the leg in. Check it all out. Oh, that was a good little pop. Okay. Relax in here. And then come down into a seated position. I'm going to grab my blanket. I personally find that if I have this little bit of a tilt for the pelvis, I can sit in meditation 45 minutes, hour, no problem. My body doesn't complain, but without it, I find that my focus is on the body. So find whichever position feels comfortable for you. Relax in here. Open up, either crossing the legs at the ankles, shins, half lotus, full lotus, whatever you wish to, and just relax in here. We're gonna come into a little twist here. You can even have the legs extended out, and just bring the right hand behind you, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, bring the left hand to the right knee, lengthen up, and then on the exhalation, go into this soft little twist. So think about lengthening on the inhalation, and on the exhalation, bringing the navel to the spine and opening up in the chest. So we're lifting the navel, is pushing in, squeezing everything out, and we let the heart open. We're getting ready for our next animal, the panting dog. Just breathe in here, lift and lengthen. So really soften here. Try not to force this twist. Just be as comfortable as in it as possible. Finding the effort and then the effortlessness. And you may find that in certain postures, it's really easy to get the effort right, because you notice that you struggle, but it's hard to get the effortlessness. And then slowly come back, lengthen up. And on certain postures, it's really hard to get the effort. Lengthen up, and bring the left hand behind, right hand on the knee, lengthen, and then move into the twist. So wherever we are in a posture, in each posture we align the physical body, the breath, and the mind together. So the physical body is the effort, that you have the alignment correct, and you're going into the posture, into the day you are feeling, so the body you are in today, practicing in the body that you are in. The effortlessness, the breath flowing. Like today, I feel I come back a little bit. And my ego would have gone, no, go all the way. But my body showed me, no, that's too much of a twist, so come out. And this is like an internal conversation, and trying to come to a point when we actually listen to the one who is a little bit more clever. which is the higher self, not the ego, I'm afraid. And then slowly come back into the center. Okay, you can swap the legs, you can stretch it out. We're gonna come into the panting dog. So this one is really good for like cleansing the heart. Opening the heart is a cleansing practice actually. So you can come cross-legged, or you can sit on the heels like we did before. And then what we're going to do is just come forward, and like a dog again, the tongue comes out and you just start panting. And you do it. Tears are coming, or saliva is coming, or something is changing in the body, okay? So we're gonna start it again. You can just watch and laugh at me. Laughing is a really good medicine as well. Or you can just join in as well. So coming out and continue. I'm just going to talk a little bit. So feel this. The intention is that you lifting from the heart and you panting it out. You can have the spine straight as well, wherever you feel like. So move around until you feel okay in here. You may feel like the heart is opening up. If you get dizzy, then stop it. So remember, these are deeper practices, practicing with the breath. And it's just like letting yourself accept that, doing these funny things. When we are young, a lot of these things, children do it naturally, shaking, this, what we learned before, the humming breath and all these things. And we sort of teach them with civilization not to do them. And that's why we end up with so many frustrated, angry, nervous adults. So go back to the animal kingdom. Go back to your childhood, okay? So panting. Notice how this feels. Notice if it creates any tension in your body. And just go with it, okay? It is different, I must admit, okay? We're going to come down onto the belly. And just relax in here. When we arrive to the belly, our shortcut is always that we lift the leg up, stretch it up, other leg, stretch it out, and then press the pelvis to the ground, so nice and active here. We're gonna come into cobra, so bring the hands as close towards the ear as you feel comfortable with. Sorry, my hair is all over the place, but I'm excited not to have it up all the time. Roll the shoulders back, and we're gonna come into our cobras. So with the cobra, the main thing is we press the top of the feet down. We activate the core and this girdle, so the lower back really feels comfortable. And then when we're coming up, we're rolling the shoulders away from the ears, and we first just hover and lengthen, and we come up from here. So maybe the one, when you're coming from the upper back and you're lifting from the heart, is here for you. Don't push it. Go until you feel comfortable, okay? And on the exhalation, release. So the same as we had with the crocodile. On the inhalation, you're pushing into the belly. You're activating the core and you're coming up. So if you want, you can come a little bit higher, but don't force it. All of our backs are different. For example, if you have lower back issues, don't come high. Go into mini cobra. Really be present in the body, that there's no tension there. So we're gonna come here a few times. Inhalation, pressing into the belly, coming up, rolling the shoulders away, opening in the heart, nice and soft. So the secret is, if you would be having to talk, you would be able to talk, okay? Nice and easy. Okay, now if you want, you can add that when you come up,
You bend the right leg and you're trying to bring the toes towards the head. So when you inhale, you bend that right leg and you come up. So you remember you can be quite high up or you can be straight at. I show it on the left side. So exhale, release. So you can come up a tiny bit and you just bend that left leg, or you can bend the leg deeper and you're really low. Okay, so be aware of how this feels. Continue. Inhale, come up. So you can come up quite high and bending that leg, or you can just be really low. Okay, and you can have a micro bend in that leg as well. Continue. One more each side. And you can stop as well, okay? Listen to your body. It can be a mini one. The only thing is no tension in the lower back, okay? Now, if you're comfortable with this, you can come into the King Cobra. So when we're coming up, we're bending both arms and legs, and you're lifting up and releasing down. So 2 more times, but you don't have to. So remember, you can come into just mini cobras and not even at the leg, or you can rest on your belly. You can even come back to crocodile. So King Cobra. Actually, it's a soft version. I think we had the third one. Bring the hands underneath the forehead. Drop the heels up, toes in. If you feel comfortable, and wiggle a little bit in the toes. Okay, so the next one is the snake. And actually, when I was like running through connecting with what should we teach today, and I was like, okay, I definitely want the lion, anger. I definitely want the panting dog. Oh, should we do the snake? And then Caroline was saying, oh, I'm wearing snake pattern trousers. So here we go, we're doing the snake. So I just show you. So coming back to the cobra, what we're gonna do is on the inhalation, we're gonna come up to our cobra, and on the exhalation, when we will go down, all we're gonna do is let the air out. You know, like you have a pressure cooker, and you're letting the air out. So Simha, lion, was anger in the belly. The panting dog was like something stuck in your heart, cleansing the heart. And this one is sort of letting the air out from the head. And here, come up. You can even have a big sigh at the end. Have a go at it if you wish to, or just watch me and have a laugh. Inhale, come up. One more time if you wish to. Inhale, come up. Exhale, be a snake. And bring the hands back underneath the forehead. Heel drops out, toes in. And just rest here and observe. And slowly come back. Roll around to your back so you can stay how you are, and just roll over to the back. Just realign. Bring the shimmy the shoulders out. Bring the lower back down. Relax in here. Allow yourself to shimmy the shoulder blades out. Coming into our bridge rolls. Inhale, tuck the tailbone under, press the lower back down, bring the chin in, and slowly start to rise up. Press the feet into the ground, activate the core, squeeze the glutes, reach up. And on the exhalation, vertebra by vertebra, come down, navel to the spine. Release back down. 4 more bridge rolls, just in your own time, connecting with the breath. Inhale, press the lower back down, tuck the tailbone under, activate the core, glutes. Come up, lift the hips towards the sky, lightness in the shoulders and the neck. And then release down, vertebra by vertebra. Alive, back. 3 more bridge rolls in your own time, really connecting with that breath, finding the effort and the effortlessness in the pose. Just go with your posture today. Try to bring the sit bones closer to the heel when you come back to the neutral position. And one last time, tucking the tailbone under, activating the core, lifting up, chin tucked in, nice freedom in the neck. And then exhale, come down, release. Bring the knees in, both of them. Give yourself a hug. Nice and gentle, squeezing it all in. Like, I don't know if you hear it from the microphone, but my tummy really started to make a lot of noises, and that's a good sign. Apparently there's this saying that tummy's rumbling is music to a yoga teacher's ear, because that means that I started to digest and transform. So with all these little practices, creating change in the body. Okay, so keep the right leg brought in and stretch the left leg out. Just nice and easy. This is too much for the lower back. The left leg can be feet flat, leg bent, foot flat on the floor. Wow, I got it out. Or stretch it out if you're okay. So bringing it in, hugging it in. Inhale, exhale. Now I was going to go just to a straight twist from here, but we're having an animal class, so we're going to come into the cat that's got its tail pose. It's a yin pose actually. So relax the right hand down in the T position, so stabilize the right shoulder down, and with the left hand fold the right knee and gently pull that leg across. If this is too much for you, you can just put the left, make a little cup with the left hand and just relax that left knee in there. Lucky that we're going this way so you can see me. Keep the right shoulder down, relax. If you're okay to go deeper, then you can use the left hand to gently navigate that right knee towards the floor. Relaxing that right shoulder down, allowing yourself to relax in here. If you want to go further from here and your neck is absolutely fine, I don't recommend this if your neck is tight, then turn your head towards the right hand. Checking how this feels, bring it back if it's too much. If you're feeling that this is the most comfortable pose there is, then you can move into the cat got its tail pose, which means that you start to extend that right leg out and in front of you, and you grab with your left hand the right leg or toe. Cat got its tail. But if it's too much, then just relax that leg, okay? So don't force it in. As we were talking about at the beginning of the class, our little puppy had an operation yesterday, so I can really feel that there is tension in the body, worry a little bit. So my body doesn't allow me to go into the twist as deep as I would normally go, and that's absolutely fine. I respect it. I come back to where I feel the twist, and I can breathe freely and use the intention of letting go of this tension. And I'm sure that in a couple of days my body will release it and I will be back where I was. But if I'm slowly coming back, if you had the leg extended, bend the leg, bring the head back, and then come back to the center and stretch out. But the secret is, and just maybe observe the difference between the two sides. So the secret is, when you notice the tension in the body, instead of pushing over your edge, stop and breathe, okay? That's where the release comes. So moving to the other side, bringing that left knee in, your right leg can be bent or straight out, depending how you're feeling in the lower back. Lower back should feel really comfortable here, pressing it down. And this comes back to, again, to listening to our instinct, our animal instinct, and really knowing what is it that's coming from deep inside and what it is that is just our ego, our head, what we want. Just squeezing that left leg in, releasing any tension. And then moving into our twist, left hand comes out to the side, stabilize that shoulder, and using the right hand either just to softly guide that right knee down to the floor, or making the cup for the knee and holding your knee in the cup. So you can really use your own body to go as deep into the pose or a gentler version. I can see that I am a little bit too close for the wall for this one, but that's fine. So if you want to, you can turn your head towards the left hand. And if you want to, you can extend that left leg straight and grab it with the right hand, unless you don't have enough space. And then it's fine, because maybe that's exactly where you should be. Going with the flow going with the flow rather than against it. And then moving the straight leg back first, if you had it out, if you got your tail, and then move the head back, and then slowly move back to the center. Come into the constructive rest, bending the knees, feet flat on the floor, and put one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. Relax the shoulders down, tuck the chin in, and take a couple of deep breaths in here. Really connecting your hara, your navel, the center of your identity, to your heart. So just breathing in your natural rhythm, connecting the sense of touch, healing energy on the navel, and the heart. And relax the hands. Bring the knees in, give yourself a cuddle, maybe rock from side to side again. And either softly rock up to a seated position, or if your lower back is sensitive, then turn to the side and use the hand and the elbow to come up. Come to a comfortable seated position. You can grab your blankets, eye pillows, everything. After the meditation, we're going to go into the Shavasana. So allow yourself to come into the most comfortable position. Get the lights if you have any on. And just allow yourself to settle here. Like in the centering. Allow yourself to find the pose which feels the most comfortable for you. Shimmy the shoulders down. Lift the top of the head up. Root down with the sit bone. And just arrive here. And allow yourself to connect with the breath. Feel the rising and falling of the breath. I'm going to finish with the alternate nostril breathing before Shavasana. So using the right hand, folding the index and the middle finger into the palm, using the right thumb and index finger to gently close the nostrils, using the sort of like the bridge of the nose, the area where the hard, the bony bit becomes the soft bit. So just at the middle upper part, like where you can very easily close the energy channel. Starting with closing the left nostril, inhaling through the right, and then closing the right, exhaling through the left. Inhale left, swap, exhale right. Continue with the nice even breath, always swapping before exhalation. Next time you're exhaling on the left nostril, allow the alternate nostril breathing to finish, and just rest here, noticing how you're feeling. I find that it's the easiest
most effective breathing practice, cleansing practice to bring the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system into balance, the active and the passive part of us, the doer and the relaxer. And from here, allow yourself to come into Shavasana. So lay on your back. Yeah, come with you. I show you. It's just harder to talk. So you can grab your blanket. You can grab a block underneath the forehead if you wish to. If your lower back is sensitive, you can roll up a blanket, or even if you have a bolster, you can put it underneath the knee. And that little lift will really ease any tension in the lower back. So allow yourself to come into your comfortable Shavasana, settling in. If you have an eye pillow at home, I highly recommend it. It really helps with this heaviness and gentle pressure on the eyes. So you can put a scarf there. And just allow yourself to settle here, dropping the legs out, comfortable distance. Palms facing upwards, comfortable distance. Chin slightly tucked in. And just arrive. Allow the physical body to come into its most comfortable position. Allow it to come into stillness. And just let the breath be the leading lady in this pose. Inhaling and exhaling, noticing the natural rhythm. Noticing the point where the body touches the mat, allowing yourself to become heavier in those points, connecting to this grounding sensation. You're laying on the floor, the earth is filling you up, nourishing you. And then let the upper body open up towards the sky. The heart is open. Throat is open. Face is soft. Bring this inner smile to yourself. Just allow yourself to be here. Shavasana is the essence of our practice. This is where all that we have stirred up, move the energies, integrates. This is where the reprogramming happens, where the body realizes that you're releasing all that tension it was holding, all those negative beliefs, all those memories in a cellular level that are holding you back. From finding joy, from being free. Allow yourself just to be here. Your mind allows you, just rest here for a few minutes. If the monkey mind, our most present animal, is still active, then allow it to be anchored down either to the breath, observing this rising and falling of the belly,
anywhere in the physical body. Like noticing how that point feels up and expands. And on the exhalation, relaxes, releases, empties. New possibilities. Very slowly allow yourself to come back from Shavasana. Of course, you can stay here a little bit longer if you wish to. If you do want to come out, let it be a gentle transition, movement in the fingers and the toes. Try to connect to your instinct. How do you want to be woken up? What is the movement that feels natural, that feels good? And you can come into a ball, bringing the knee in and rock up to seated, or you can turn to the fetal position on the side, resting there a little bit. And then whenever you're ready, let's meet in the seated position, cross-legged, straight, whatever feels your comfortable posture now. Bring the hand to the heart, connect the thumbs to the heart center, press the thumbs a little bit into the heart so you're lifting the sternum. Palms together, and just take a moment to observe any physical sensations, the quality of your breath, and the activity in the mind. Let's finish with the mantra. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Namaste. Bow your head to the heart, connecting them together.
And then rub the palms together, creating this fire, this inner light, this sparkle, and then transfer them to the eyes, letting the eyes rest in the palms, the head resting in the palms. And then blink into the palms. And whenever you're ready, separate the fingers and let the light in with the massage. You can go soft or a little bit vigorous. The area, the hairline behind the ears. And let me know, how did you connect it with the animals? Was there any animal that spoke to you? Write below in the comments and use them. So these practices, you can just come to them, and at the beginning we find silly how we're doing that and strange, but they do work. They release the tension from the navel, the heart, the head. And whenever you're feeling that you're really imbalanced, alternate nostril breathing, or just so come into a pose that basically whenever you feel like I can't bend, I'm not flexible, I don't have strength, so notice what it is that you want, and then just come to that pose which sort of brings you that. And it's sometimes they overcomplicate it, but it actually can be quite simple. Okay, thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.